That's fine.
Thank you and welcome to another episode of Carolina Taco Podcast. I am Afro and I am here with my co-host
Lexi.
Yeah, guys, welcome back. Happy that you guys are with us again. You guys usually know how we start these off. We usually start off what we've been up to lately, what's been going on, and then we usually get into our topics and stuff like that. So, Lexi, what have you been up to since the last time we talked?
Not much. I passed my Network Plus certification exam, so that was awesome.
Nice. How long was the test?
It's like I think you get 2 hours to take the test. It's like, is it 70 or 90? I think it was 70 questions for me.
How was it? Just how was
it's difficult. I'm not gonna say like it was easy, but like knowing your acronyms, knowing your port numbers, knowing like the troubleshooting method and things like that, you can pass it.
Nice. Okay. And you get to pick, and you were able to pick that time and stuff that you wanted to take it, or was it set to like a certain time that you had to do it?
No, you can pick what time. Like they'll tell you what appointments they have available, and then you pick an appointment during that time that's available. So.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what's up. That's cool. Mm-hmm. What was was there anything that like, during your studying and stuff like that, were there some things that you were kind of like iffy about, or were you kind of confident in most of the stuff going into it?
No, I was hella like iffy. Like literally, like before I was having a panic attack. I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm not gonna pass this. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. And then I get in, I'm like, okay. And then you like hit submit and it kind of spins and sits there for a second. It was like, congrats, you passed with a 792. It's like, oh.
That's good.
Okay.
That's awesome. And then you got to take a picture?
No, you take a picture during your check-in. I need to go ahead and tell you this process anyways, because you're going to have to do it soon.
Yeah, but is it going to be the same for...
It's usually the same process, yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later, because I want to ask you about your... I'll bring it up later. But what else have you been up to? I know you're not worried about gas prices, none of that shit, so we ain't got to worry about that.
The pet. Okay, whatever.
It's not petty. Hey, anybody that's driving a Prius, anything that's 4-cylinder right now, they should be laughing at every motherfucker that has a squatted truck, a lifted truck, or anything that has a ladder on it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. What you been playing lately?
Fortnite. Okay. Getting better at that.
Okay.
I was playing Diablo 2.
Okay.
Because I've never played it. It is hard as hell. Not gonna lie. And I was playing Skyrim on PS5. But now Diablo 4 has come out with their new DLC, so I am playing that.
I'll go through mine real quick. Haven't been really up to anything, doing stuff around the house. Got some gravel, got rid of some mulch in the front, put a gravel bed down, got that all situated. Still working on the Volvo. I have a hole in my CV axle in the boot. Yeah, it has a rip in it, so I can't drive it. So I'm gonna take that off and send it to a place in Charlotte that repair those things. And I'm going to just put it back on. It's the OEM part, and they can replace the boot and make sure everything is good with it. It's easier to do that and cheaper to do that than for me to spend $600 on a new part. Me sending it and doing all that stuff and seeing how much it is to get fixed. Right now, sending it to them and stuff, it's like $125.
You could drive.
I'm not driving 2 hours. Hell no. I don't like driving to Charlotte like that. Not one of my favorite places to drive to. Charlotte and Atlanta. Hate driving to Atlanta.
Yeah, everybody hates Atlanta. Like, horrible.
I did it twice. Once MomoCon, and then I actually drove through Atlanta to get to Alabama for my sister's white coat ceremony. So yeah, I don't like either of those. Charlotte is okay. I've driven to Charlotte a couple of times. It's just I'm one of those people that if I lived in Durham or something, I would be like, all right, cool. I'm further north, so it's just I'm like, I'm cool. What else have I been up to? Oh, I love Etsy. Etsy is great. Can I tell you something? I love Etsy better than Amazon almost, just because they put more care into their shit. I have been getting back into my yerba mate drinking. That's like my coffee, and been buying different bombilla straws and stuff like that. Kind of got like my whole setup and everything with them.
Okay.
Bought myself a new gourd, but it's stainless steel, so it's easier to clean and I can travel with this. They say this one is a torpedo. Like you have torpedo, imperial, and this is like a hybrid torpedo imperial type shit. But I know somebody's probably going to correct me either way. But love drinking it. It's really nice, very soothing, and it kind of, I will say, it kind of tames my appetite because when I drink this, I'm not like really hungry like that or anything like that. So it's actually not bad. But the biggest thing I love the bombillas. Like, I love the craftsmanship of them. Love the way they look. This one has like the flat, so you can like push the mate up on the sides. It's great. So been getting more into that. What else? Say that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. That's what's been going on. Oh, and I hate squirrels, man. I put out so I got a bird feeder, a deck bird feeder. And I put out this bird food. I put out this, this food for the birds. For the birds. I have a video of 2 squirrels. One squirrel is in that bitch just going. Like going. And this other squirrel like on the banister, like moving real slowly. Trying to get something, and the other squirrel's like, and he goes back and like gets back to the food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these squirrels are fucking insane. They're horrible. I'm like, this is for my birds, man. Like, I see y'all every fucking day. I need the birds to come. But yeah, that was also something that happened. But kind of within this episode, what some of the things I want to talk about, as Lexi said, she, passed her cert and everything like that. I would say over the past week into the weekend, I was doing research into kind of just where I want to go, just career wise, kind of just moving in that direction. I kind of had to sit and kind of contemplate, like, okay, I've had different positions and kind of had to figure out what position that I've had that was actually something that I enjoyed doing, because I really don't think that I never really like enjoyed my job. Like I don't wake up and be like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Like I don't know how many people can say that nowadays. Can you say that?
No, I can't.
I don't know. It's tough to say that with just the way everything is now.
Yeah.
And because the market and the job market is cutthroat, you kind of have to be cutthroat with it. Because if you're, lackadaisical and going like you're not caring about anything and everything is just cool and dandy and you're going through your job and you're like, oh, the people are great. No, that's not the way it is. People are fucking savages and everybody is looking out for themselves. So you kind of have to do the same. So I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I like being a system admin, right? And then I thought about it and I was like, okay, I enjoy reading logs. If I know what to look for, cool. Like if I'm like, okay, this is the issue, let's check this log and we should see something here, right? And I'm like, all right, I love that. And I love also just having to do search for certain things like that. And I like working with my hands. Also, like doing the networking stuff with, the previous job. And I like pulling cable, terminating Cat 6, Cat 5, and, pulling fiber optic cable and stuff like that. It's nice because you get to plan all that stuff out. You think about it and you just do it, right? So with that, I'm kind of moving towards more of a SRE position. Kind of like a site reliability engineer.
I know what that is very well.
Oh no, I know but just because I never wanted to be like a manager.
I don't
Never
either.
wanted to be like a team lead or something like that. I never wanted to do that.
I think when I first started my journey, like I wanted to be a manager, and like after like seeing what they got to go through and like being rejected, it was just like, okay, no, I don't want to be a manager. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to have to deal with like everybody's attitude and shit like that. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it.
Setting up meetings, weekly meetings with everybody. Like managers, most of the time, a manager is in meetings from the time they sign in to the time they sign off, and then after the fact, even on weekends.
Yep.
Right? The pay, you get paid more, but of course your responsibility goes up with that. Which makes sense, but you really you're not doing the stuff that you enjoyed doing before you were a manager. Now you're just like, you're part of at a place I used to work, they call it the oak table. All higher ups and stuff like that, talking about everybody else below them. So I never wanted to do that. And I never wanted to go in a direction. Like, I'm a pretty honest person. I'm going to say what's on my mind. So if I'm a manager, I'm going to tell you what the fuck is up.
Yeah.
I remember being at Schwab, and I knew that I was ready to go. And my manager knew that he was like, I know you want to get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I know you want to leave. I know. Like, and, he was just like, because he would listen to my phone calls and he would just hear the monotone, like voice and everything like that. Mm-hmm. There was no fluctuation in the voice or anything like that. It was just straight monotone. And he was like, you got to give something, man. I know you don't want to be here, but you have to give something. So I was like, okay. But then I ended up, leaving and doing all that stuff. But going in the direction of an SRE with that, doing research and stuff, I have the experience and all that stuff, but I think adding something to the resume would help.
Yeah.
And so I looked into AWS Certs. I've used AWS as a system admin, adding users, removing users, making different groups and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with it. Not to the point of, I watched one video yesterday and I said, I said, okay, yeah, I didn't know you could do all that shit in here. Okay, I was going in and just doing the admin shit, adding users and making roles and all that shit. But yeah, it's a lot to it. But I think I sent a message to Lexi because she has a cert, and I asked her, like, hey, what do you know? You know anybody who has taken this AWS cert before? And she was like, nah, but it shouldn't be that hard though. That's exactly what she said. She said, nah, it shouldn't be that difficult.
It shouldn't be that difficult. Okay. All right. So with AWS, they have like levels to the shit. Okay. So you have your foundational, you have your associate, and then it goes up and up and up, right? Well, the cert that he wants is a associate. So it's just a step above foundational. You don't need foundation because you already have worked in AWS doing like the basic stuff in AWS. So basically what you're just doing is building upon that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's a journey. I will say kind of just doing research and stuff like that and looking. And this kind of got me into thinking of the question, since you have your certs. I am a person that needs the visual. When I was growing up, because this is going to be very wrong. When you're growing up, you're like, oh yeah, I can read something and I can get it. That's just, because you wanted to see, maybe this is me personally, but you wanted to seem like, oh yeah, you can get shit. Like, kind of just reading shit. But when you start getting older and you're like, yeah, I need the visual. Like, I hate to bring cars back into this, but before I have to do something on any of my vehicles, I'm watching a video like 3 or 4 times just so I know what I need, the type of sockets I need, everything. And once I do one side, doing the other side is like that. I can do it in like less time than it took me on this side, unless you get into like stupid rusty ass bolts or some stupid shit. But for me, learning wise, I need the visual and I also need the hands on in order to get it. So it's just a rinse and repeat type of learning method. I wanted to ask you what is your what's your learning method? Like when you know you're going for a cert, what are you doing? What are you like, all right, we're gonna do it this way, and yeah.
So I was just thinking about this the other day. So like, because I have tried my Network Plus before and I failed.
Oh, okay.
So, but when I did it that way, it was more like a self-paced type thing.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I am more of like, for certification, I have to be in a class. And not necessarily that I'm in the class because I'm like paying attention or whatever. It's just that it makes the material that we're going to have to see on the exam in an organized format for me. So we're learning this to learn this to learn this to learn this, so you can pass the exam. But as far as like in general learning, I'm more like a visual, hands-on type learner. Like I have to do it myself too to like break it down. But for certifications for me, like studying and doing all that stuff, like videos, like going over different topics and stuff are a big help. Doing like practice exam questions are another big help. I'll even use like Gemini to make like notebooks. Like I made one for Network Plus, and it'll ask questions, and you can have it do like quizzes and all kinds of stuff to like learn the material more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're going through that, when do you know, or when do you say to yourself, well, let me ask you this. Are you a person that you'll set the test ahead of time and then you give yourself that time frame to learn it? Or are you a person that says, let me learn this first and then I set up the test?
So for me, it's more of let me learn this first before I take the test. But I'll have like a timeline in my head. Like I need to have it done by this, like in 2 or 3 months. Let's say like 3 months out. So I need to learn all this material in 3 months. If I feel like I've learned it earlier, I will take it early. But my end date, like I must have it done, is by this date.
Okay. Out of the certifications that you've had, which one was the like most difficult one to study for?
To study for or to take?
I say both.
So I really like, because I take like most of my certifications are like CompTIA. Like there are some I have that are not CompTIA, but all the ones I have that are CompTIA, you can find resources on them like anywhere, because CompTIA is a pretty popular, certification for IT. So I think really none of them I have had challenges finding like materials for, and even the other ones I have. Okay, the hardest one probably would be, other ones I have probably would be ITILs before. It's just that, yeah, people take it, but like they're not making like steady group, like, all that kind of stuff. Like you can find some resources, but it's not as plentiful as the other certifications.
It's niche. Once you start getting to like kind of niche certifications, you kind of, I hate to use the word, well, I guess you're kind of pigeonholed into using certain resources based off of, I guess, your research and stuff and what other people have said about this, and saying, oh yeah, this is has been a good resource or doing this or doing that. Okay. And I guess that's kind of the way that I went. I was like, all right, this is the certification I want to go for, because I was looking at like the first AWS for like just the foundation one, like the
Cloud
basic.
practitioner. I don't think you would need cloud practitioner because you've used it before. You're not coming into cloud
like blind.
Blind.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's see what the other one is and see how much of a gradual step up it is from it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then doing more research on it, I noticed that some people were going to basically two different people that had like visuals and stuff like that teaching it. And both of them were on Udemy. And some of them, like and they had their own stuff and everything like that. I think one was Stefan, and the other one was Cantilla. I don't forget his names, but that's the one I went with. And like I said, it's very organized, very detailed, and kind of reading reviews on each of them. Somebody would say for Stefan, go like if you want to get the information fast and get to the test fast, watch him. If you want to use this other person, he goes into it hard detail. Like very detailed, very just like kind of like really into it. And I was like, I think I want that. And it wasn't like a crazy price. Like you get a whole course or a whole thing, practice tests and everything, and it's yours. And you can go check it out anytime for like $40. And I was like, yeah, that's not bad, because the test itself is like what, 100?
150.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, cool. You pay for the resources that you need and in order to get you to where you want to get to. So yeah, that was just something that I looked more into, just to kind of go in a different direction and stuff like that. Because I literally, it's going to sound crazy as shit, I was like, I don't know how to get this together. So I put it in like ChatGPT. I was like, I like doing this. I enjoy remote, but I also don't mind doing office, like going into the office sometimes. The best time in my life was, this is going to sound really stupid. I was working for a German company and I didn't like the job. And I had money saved and everything. I left that job and I was just living off my savings. But this was during COVID when I knew, oh my God, Jesus.
I remember
that was
this.
a beautiful time. I was having interviews every fucking day, every week. It was that nice during that time. It was crazy. Like companies were just like, come the fuck on. Like to the point where I was able to basically, I had 2 final offers and I was able to go to one company and say, okay, this company is giving me this. Can you guys beat that or match that? And they said no. So I just went with the other company. That was the best time in my life. Right. And I kind of I know I can't get that feeling if I'm working, but I can get kind of close to it, to something that I actually enjoy doing. And it's a more freedom type of thing. So ChatGPT was like, you should look into, SRE. You like reading logs. You already have the system admin background, and you might want to add some more to your, to your resume and stuff like that. Check out these certs here and, give me the information on them and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And I guess the biggest thing is, what I saw was that a lot of people that go for these AWS certs just have that. And they don't have then they get the cert, but then try to get their foot in the door to get the experience. Which I think it's possible. I think it happens a lot, but I'm reading, going on Reddit and stuff. It seems like it's difficult to do that. Yes, you have the cert, but if you don't have any experience at all, you have hands-on, it seems like the places won't even give you a chance to get your fucking foot in the door. And ChatGPT was like, well, you have almost like 10 years of experience. So adding this to your shit would actually help you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I always tell people like, oh yeah, you should go for certifications instead of like the degree. But my thing is, you really, as long as you have like some experience in like customer service or something like that, and it's also luck. It's also a luck of a draw. Also, you could get into customer support. It's possible. Well, hold on. Let me retake that. I say 5 or 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Now it's totally different.
Yeah,
Totally
it's
different.
totally different.
Yeah, it's totally different. So I take that back. But it's yeah, it's just something that working on, planning it, and kind of just doing it. I don't know what time limit I want to give myself to get this done, but I'd probably say probably before I go to Columbia would be like a good like point, because that would be like, oh yeah, celebrate if I pass it and stuff. Got it. Cool. That's dope.
When you pass it, sir. When you pass. Thank
Look,
you.
I'm not one of those type of people. You know this.
Anyways, I said what I said. Thank you.
And that with the whole visual learning also, that's how like I'm doing the Spanish stuff too. So I'm using Dream in Spanish, and it's like I'm a fucking toddler. It's like I'm a fucking toddler. I am sitting here watching videos of people speaking Spanish, and they have pictures and they're drawing stuff and everything like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like a toddler. But this is the method. Like, this is the method that they use. It's like it's like you're a fucking child and you're just hearing stuff around you.
Yeah.
And you're just picking it up over time. You know, being able to just your brain just being able to put stuff together and be like, oh, okay, that would mean that means that means that, and also using other supplement stuff outside of Dream in Spanish too, but no captions, nothing. It's just you listening, and it's the whole rinse and repeat stuff. You know, I was at the range this weekend working and talked to some people that came, and one was Puerto Rican and the other one was Dominican. And I asked her, I was like, what is the best way to learn Spanish? And she was like, listening to it. Listening to it. Listen to the music. If there's certain music that you want to listen to it. You know, just listen to YouTube videos in Spanish and everything like that. Like, it's not about trying to. And I hate classroom stuff. Like, I hated school. School was not my shit. It wasn't. I'm actually kind of, I hated school. I'm kind of surprised I even made it to college. I'm so serious because I hated school. So the whole like sitting down with the textbook and learning like the grammar behind what you're saying in Spanish, it's cool. I get it. It's necessary. But I can listen to a song 2, 3, 4 times and memorize the whole thing. Like, if I like the song, I'm gonna memorize it and I'm gonna sing the fuck out of it in the car. Right. So that's the way that's the way I do stuff. So it's yeah, it was just, kind of going for the cert, kind of seeing where it is, and yeah, and Lexi was like, "Oh, can I join you?" Like, through this journey. And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. Let's do it." She just wants to add another cert underneath the belt. Yeah, I got my AWS. Look at me.
I already have Azure. What are you talking about?
All right, nigga. But it's the thing of, I do wonder, people that are around our age, is it just tolerating the job and everything that you do outside of that is the shit that you just love doing?
I think right now in this job market, we're just tolerating it to tolerate it because we got to pay bills and this job market is ass. So, but it also, okay, during COVID, I mean, that was the thing. People were like upscaling. to get into new roles that paid more, finding their passions and things of that nature. So it was a great time.
Oh yeah.
But now, yeah, it's not that great. It's not that easy.
It's it's really tough. I I don't know. Like I said, I haven't met anybody that has said, "Oh yeah, I love my job." I haven't heard anybody say that in years. It's been a very long time since I've heard someone. I think the last person I heard say that was like my dad or my mother.
Hmm.
You know, like it's a very and they're both retired. So it's yeah, it's tough to say that. You know, even going into college, like I couldn't really say I love my major. You know, it was just something that I was like, oh, I'm good at this shit. Okay, I understand it. All right,
Let
let's
me
do
just
it.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yep. So that's just the way that it was. But yeah. Other than that, that's something that I, wanted to bring up and talk about. We got to talk about your light skinned king.
Here we go. Here we go.
Your your
My zaddy.
Canadian. No, that's gross. You're Canadian. And we're not. Oh my gosh, we're not talking about Drake, you guys.
We're talking about the
I
weekend.
I thought that motherfucker was done. I really did. I
Yeah.
thought he was done. And I didn't. Here's the shit. Didn't even know he came out with something until I saw you posted the song, and I was like, "What the fuck is the week? What the fuck is Abel got going on right now? When the hell did he come out with something?" So I was like, I thought he was done with this whole like weekend moniker. I thought this was like retired.
It's not retired yet. He has to do the final leg of his tour, which is in Mexico right now, right? So he did have like a little break in between. So like technically, like I think from like January until like a couple weeks, he was using a different Instagram. He has an all Instagram called Gene Hatman. Has all his stuff that he's done like while he was in Japan, right? He has been in Japan being like the ultimate weeb over there, right?
Sure.
Anyways, but he's a Persona 5 fan, so that makes him even more cooler in my book because I love Persona 5. So, but because he has to do his final leg of the Mexican tour, he obviously has to go back by the weekend, can't be changing up monikers in the middle of a fucking tour. But then, like, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to disappear for a while. Like, probably.
He already came to America, right?
Yeah, I saw him last year. Yeah, in August. Yeah.
I really thought, I was like, damn, this motherfucker tried acting and he came back to music. He just sucked that bad at the acting shit. Like I said, I thought he was gone. Like I thought he left. I didn't know he was, still doing his shit. But I saw that and I was just like, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I'll ask you, because I know you listened to it multiple times. How was it? How was the new music?
He hasn't even fully dropped it, right? Because like,
Really?
yeah, he hasn't fully dropped it. But like the snippet that I watched of it, I mean, I like the song. I like the video more because, like I said, he's been like, yeah, he went to, let me rephrase again, he went to Japan. So now like all his stuff is like now influenced by like the shit that he saw in Japan. So we have like Persona in there, we have Sonic and all kind of stuff that like he saw and did, and like you can see like its influence in like the little video that he had playing behind him as he was singing the song. So yeah. And then the mask that he wore is supposed to be a Persona mask. So yeah.
Jesus. Okay, that's cool. I mean, hey man, you got the money to do it. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. But that's what's up, though. Like I said, I thought that motherfucker was gone. I really. One other thing I wanted to talk about. So there's been I guess a kerfuffle about about Sony and their DMR.
This is funny because I just talked about this with my twin.
So Sony is don't know how soon that shit is starting.
Soon, very soon.
Like next couple months or like
Yeah, next couple
next.
of months. Yeah.
Jesus. PlayStation support has seemingly confirmed that the PS5 digital games now have a 30-day online check-in DMR. According to reports, new PlayStation 5 titles bought after April 2026 will now crash and become unplayable if you don't connect to the internet. However, Sony also appears to be denying it's a new policy and won't confirm whether it's a mistake or not. So Sony, you up your prices on your PS5 Pro, and then you hit motherfuckers with this shit. So basically in this whole conversation that we had years ago about everything going digital and everybody's trying to get rid of like the physical copy and stuff like that, you're pushing people into buying more physical instead of buying your digital stuff.
I don't think it's necessarily more like a push. It's just more of because you remember this isn't the first time DRM has been a thing in gaming. Like with PC games, it was a big thing in the so it's more of like kind of preventing like I don't really think it would be it's for preventing piracy. I don't know really why Sony is doing this because you got to think about it like I guess so like people don't play these games offline, but what does it really make a difference? You know what I mean?
Because Sony doesn't want you or any can't I guess Sony doesn't want you to own anything.
True, could be
or they want you to just not play the old shit and just like keep on buying new shit.
Maybe
it's like the card manufacturer shit. Oh yeah, we're gonna come up with some shit that's going to be shit, and you're gonna buy this shit, and it's gonna break down on you after 10,000 miles. So you have to come and get the new shit again. I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't like the way it sounds.
I don't like it either. And they're also like starting to do dynamic pricing as well. So like that's being added into Sony as well. So like I told my twin, I was like, it's time to just get a PC at this point because
we talked about this, and it's every week it's like it seems to just be becoming more just. It's just becoming more like, oh yeah, just go do it. Yes, you're gonna spend some money, but you're gonna love it after you get it done. And like I said, don't buy everything at one time, you guys. Take your time with it. You don't have to rush it. But I don't know. I don't have a console. I only have the Switch, and that's it. I don't know.
And didn't Xbox try to do this too?
I believe so.
Yeah, and like that was a big like no.
Definitely believe they did. It's just a rumor. They're saying it's just a rumor. Just the rumor. Don't know for sure. Just the rumor. But I don't know. This shit seems maybe somebody just put it out there just to get like feelers for it, just to see how people would react. But I would think they would know people would react to this pretty
terribly. Like
yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they would do this, why they would consider doing something like this.
Like, I get it. Like, most people now are like online at least once in 30 days to do this. But then that's still not an option for everybody worldwide. You know, even here, there's still remote places that don't have traditional home internet. So they're using like satellite or they're using like their mobile hotspot or shit like that just to get internet. Now I got to be on every 30 days. Like, I may not plug this in for like months because like I don't have access to internet to do it. Right. So it's just really weird. I I don't agree with it. I don't like it.
It's I posted a clip about us talking about like the console and them going up, and somebody made a comment like the gaming just it's really not for the gamers. It's not.
It's not. It hasn't been for a long time.
No, for a very long time. And I kind of want to say this is, I don't want to say it's gamers' faults for this, but we are the ones that we play the shit that they give us.
I don't think it's necessarily the gamers' fault. I think it's not even just this industry. Like, you got to think about it. Like, with music, you don't own that music. It's just a license while you pay that subscription. So if you don't pay that subscription, you don't own it.
Bro, YouTube Premium and Spotify have both gone up.
Several times, yeah.
YouTube is going up to, it's like 13 to 15 now.
Yeah.
And fucking Spotify is almost like, what?
It's like $12 reminds or something.
I got a family plan because I have my mother and my sister on mine.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, I want to say like $25 or something like that. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people like stepping away from the Spotify shit and getting and owning their music. Like owning the music. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am tempted because I was a big person that wanted like own my music. Yeah. You know, people are buying like old fucking iPods and just saying, fuck it.
Let's go back to the old days. Yeah. That's what worked.
So it's, I'm just like, man, this is getting crazy. When I saw the YouTube shit, I said, what the fuck? $15.99 for me not to have fucking commercials?
Yes.
And I do get YouTube music with that. But I'm just like, come the fuck on. Are you serious?
Everything like is turned into a subscription model. Like, we don't really own anything.
Yeah. Once you told me there's subscriptions, once I saw subscriptions for like your car and shit like that, I was like, I'm done. I am done.
Yeah. And it's not just my Tesla, it's also my Mazda. Like, there's a subscription for it to be connected to the app, or I can do like remote start. Without it, I can't do remote start or getting diagnostics on my car. I have to pay for that. Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy. And also Microsoft has been making some changes. They got a new CEO in. They changed their logo.
They also dropped the price of unlimited.
Yep. So that's cool. You know, Microsoft trying to do some things. I really don't think it's going to do it. Oh, and also, you know, the Project Helix shit that we talked about before. Will it really make any changes? Not really. Well, at least I don't think so. Other than that, I don't know. I think, you know, I'm excited about doing this, studying for this cert, you know, seeing how it is and everything like that. Getting more into the Spanish and all that shit. And when is that J. Cole concert?
July.
Oh, okay. And also, you guys, it's going to be hot this summer. I don't know why, but I just have this fucking feeling it's going to be hot as hell. It's coming up. Spring is going to be over really quick. Like we got some cold weather recently, past couple of days, but it's going to be hot. I just have a feeling it's going to get really fucking hot. So make sure your AC works in your car. Make sure your AC works in your house. And, you know, drink plenty of water. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.